Really excited to be here to talk to you guys about digital donor engagement. I work at Carousel 30. We're a digital agency over in Alexandria, Virginia, and I'm a digital marketing manager there. And I think it's just amazing that we get to work with a lot of nonprofit clients every day on their digital marketing campaigns. But I do have a bone to pick with one particular nonprofit, and so that's the first story that I wanted to share with you guys. I went to their website to make a donation. On their donation page, there was a box to fill in a comment, and I was like, awesome, I don't just get to give them my money, I get to give them my story and tell them why donating to their organization is important to me. So I fill it all in. I took my time to write out this really heartfelt story about why this suicide prevention organization was important to me. I clicked send, sent it off, and you will never guess what they did next with that information. Oh. Nothing. They did nothing, and I think that's really the worst thing you can possibly do, especially when technology is making it so easy for you to do more with what your supporters are giving you every day. So it's really awesome that so many of you are, well on your way. You're using social media more and more to show stories of impact, to talk with your supporters. That great example in the last panel about, thanking the volunteers and calling them out on Facebook. That kind of information is amazing, and I'm so glad that you guys are already partway there. But you can certainly always do more, right? And even more than that, for things like workplace giving campaigns, your challenge is, as Lynn just told us, your challenge is not just to get them to click a donation button once. Your challenge is to really transform them from a one-time donor to a lifetime supporter. Your challenge is to make your mission so engaging, to make your donation ask or volunteer ask or action ask, to make it so easy that they want to jump on it, just everything. You want all of your supporters to embrace your cause, to bring it into their lives, and then they become your advocates both outside and in the workplace. So in that context, what I want to share with you today is about creating a transformational and not just a transactional relationship. So I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to try and move through them really quickly. I know we don't have tons of time left, but through all of these, I want you to keep in mind 3 big ideas. I want you to keep in mind that to make this transformational relationship happen, you need to make it engaging, you need to make it easy, and you need to make it theirs. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about you as an organization, it's about the people that are making what you do possible. So the first idea I want to share with you here is don't just personalize, get personal. And this is not just a semantic difference. You can say you're personalizing things if you address the email to me, Dear Kaitlin, instead of Dear Generic Supporter. So it's easy to start personalizing with things like that, and that's certainly important, but you can take it farther. This is a recent campaign I saw that I really liked. How many of you have used Vine or Instagram videos? Okay, a couple. Well, I hope so. But Vine allows you to create these 6-second videos, very short, very easy to do. And what they did is they had this 24-hour donation campaign. I think they used Razoo. And so for everyone that donated that day, they thanked them with a personal video by name. You submit a donation, $1 or $1,000. The organization took 6 seconds to personally thank you and publish that on their Vine. And that kind of actually making it personal is more engaging and is a better connection to your supporters. Second, create experiences anywhere, literally anywhere. These are just a few tools that can help you make these things happen, and I don't want you to get hung up on the technology, but it's really about the idea of creating experiences anywhere. So let's look at a few examples. This is virtual photo walks on Google Hangout. Has anyone seen this before? Google loves to share it because it's an amazing story. But virtual photo walks started with one guy who just strapped his phone and his camera to the front of his little boat when he was going out fishing, and he was sharing this on a Google Hangout live stream. And there was this woman named Corey who was confined to her home with MS, and she started watching these nature videos of places she couldn't physically go. And so then the two of them got in touch, and then more people started joining in and watching and sharing, and now this is a project that more than 4 million people follow, and people from around the world contribute to, both sharing and watching. It is an amazing organic community of a shared experience you can enjoy from anywhere. This is another one. Did you know that the London Marathon turns away more than 100,000 people every year? 100,000. So they just announced this in April. They're creating a digital version of the marathon. This is so exciting. Just think, if the physical confines are no longer a boundary for what you're doing, what you can make possible. Now those 100,000 people can run the London Marathon from the comfort of their own treadmill or their couch, as I will be doing. So those things are really powerful. And you may have seen this on that horrible tour bus you were just taking, but this is the Washington Monument, the tall, skinny one. And it's been under construction for more than 2 years. And I do want to say Carousel 30, we work with the Trust for the National Mall. They are the official fundraising partner for the Park Service and helped do the fundraising for projects like this. But so the Trust for the National Mall is an amazing organization. But the story here is that you don't just have to do these live things people can be involved with. You can make an experience with information. And so what this is, and you can look it up or I'll send you a link or whatever, but what this is EarthCam took that whole 2-year restoration process and squished it into a 2-minute video. You can see $15 million of work happen in 2 minutes, and that's awesome because no one was going to pay attention over 2 years. So that's a really cool experience they created as well. Next, empower your donors. Empowering your donors can be easy. It can be big or small. Just doing things like adding a pre-populated message on your donation page. So you're empowering me to just click and share that instead of writing out my own message. But it can also be bigger things. I'm sure you've seen Charity Water before because they just do a really awesome job empowering their supporters. But this was a really cool campaign I liked. It was one guy named Mike. He decided a good fundraiser would be to host Google Hangouts with thought leaders, and you or I could purchase a spot on that Hangout so we could ask these thought leaders questions. Very exciting. He did this and raised $10,000 in 24 hours. One guy. And the amazing part of that story is that Charity Water did not have to give him that idea. They didn't even necessarily have to give him the tools. All they had to do was empower him and make it okay for him to go out and push things further and continue to do more for the organization that he cared about. Almost to the end here, rushing right along. Use transparency, be bold and visual. And I know you guys just talked about a lot of this, and sometimes it sounds like it's just going to make your jobs harder. But you also talked about some things there about how it can make your message more impactful and your organization and your supporters just really more powerful. So what I want to show you for this one is a very candid message that UNICEF posted on their Facebook page. And what they were doing is telling their subscribers exactly what taking a specific action would do for the organization. So here's the message. Like us on Facebook, and we can do nothing, basically. And, this is not a rant against Facebook or anything, but it's really reminding their supporters that there's more to taking action than just liking a cause. So I think being honest and bold and using transparency to your advantage can be very, very powerful. And social media gives you a great place to do that. One more example for this one. This is just a tiny piece of the Episcopal Community Services of San Francisco's website. They have a really beautiful, personal, informative website I encourage you to take a look at. But this piece is where they ask you to make a donation, and it just has a little slider bar so you can go up, and it shows you more and more of what your donation amount will actually pay for at the organization. And this isn't a new idea. Lots of donation forms have little buttons, and you can say, if I donate $5, it buys a box of crayons for these children. But if you bump that up to $25, you can buy them a backpack. So this isn't a new idea, but it is very well executed. It's very transparent. It's showing you exactly what kind of a difference you can make. And it's also just engaging. Don't you all want to push that slider to the end and see what's there? Like, how much can I give? What's it going to do? So it's not new technology. This is basic web development, but just using those ideas to make things bigger and more engaging. And finally, my Episcopal Community Services of San Francisco. No problem. And finally, my last big idea for you is to make your ideas the limit, not the technology. It's really easy, especially today, to see the Coca-Colas of the world who can afford to spend billions on ad campaigns, and just to think that we're nonprofits. We can't do that. We can't stay transparent if we're spending our whole budget on these big digital initiatives. But you don't have to. What makes technology so powerful are the ideas and the missions behind it. So even something as simple as the ability to self-publish a book and to sell that on Amazon, and in this case, one written and illustrated by a 6-year-old with neuroblastoma, those simple technologies will make the world of a difference to him. So just to wrap it up, make it engaging, make it easy, and make it theirs. Transform your donors from a transactional relationship so they become people who want to talk with you, and they want to talk about you, and they want to continue to be part of what you're doing. So, thank you.
Kaitlin, thank you so much, and absolutely.